to want great climate. They're going to have that. Is there climate change? Yeah. Will it go back like this? I mean, will it change back? Probably. That's what I think. I'm not denying climate change, but it could very well go back.
Can't bring them in.
Scientists also have a political agenda.
President Trump appears to be at odds with his own administration over their new report warning about the effects of climate change. Did we mention that the administration released the report on Friday of a holiday weekend? Let's talk about that. Rick Santorum is nodding his head.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least you guys are transparent about it.
Well, I mean, this is a report generated by people who are in the bureaucracy. These are not Trump appointees. I mean, this report's been generated for...
Meaning they're non-political.
Well, no, that I think the point that Donald Trump makes is true, which is, look, if there was no climate change, we'd have a lot of scientists looking for work. The reality is that a lot of these scientists are driven by the money that they receive. And, of course, they don't receive money from corporations and Exxon and the like. Why? Because they're not allowed to, because it's tainted. But they can receive it from people who support their agenda. And that's what, and that, I believe, is what's really going on here. No one doubts that the climate is changing. No one doubts that. The question is, how much does man contribute, number one, and number two, what can man do to actually change it? And those are the two big issues which we really don't talk about.
Let me just say that on the world stage, when you look at it from a global level, scientist after scientist after scientist is now sounding the alarm that if we do not do something to protect our planet now, 20 to 30 years from now, our life will be very different. So this is not, some ploy by the lobby of the climate elite. I don't even know if that exists. This is factual and it's happening. California was literally burning last week. California was literally burning. That is not normal. Increased flooding
and
in
man
areas.
had a lot to do with that.
That is not normal.
Man's policy had a lot to do with that, because of the forestry policies of the state of California.
Oh, okay. So we just need to rake the floor.
So the reality is that yes, there's no question the climate is changing. But to go to say, well, scientists have a consensus. The reality is that there's lots of disagreement out there about what is causing this. No one, again, questions whether the climate is changing. But the climate always is changing. And the people that you said, well, we have to do something right now, 25 years ago, they said the same thing. And here we are 25 years later.
And now California's burning.
Well, California's burning because they have bad forestry policies that left lots of fuel there for people on the floor of these forests to allow these fires to get out of control.
And because a part of what was in this report, again, put out by the administration, was that it has a big economic impact and will. 10% of the American economy, it says, will be devastated and pretty much gone in the next several decades. That should have some bells ringing and whistles blowing for Republicans and Democrats.
I mean, what's sad is the conservatives have good policy arguments, in my view, about how to deal with climate change or how to insure against it to the degree that it is caused by humans and to the degree it would have real bad consequences down the road. You can do carbon taxes. You can do you can trade that off with taxes that hurt. With the payroll tax. What? No, but trade it off with the payroll tax. No, but you have to be serious about it. And this is the greatest problem of Trump. He's frozen any attempt by Republicans to think about these issues, whether it's this or foreign policy issues or immigration, I would say, where there are reasonable debates to be had and reasonable policies where I think you could address these problems in a market-friendly, non-government bureaucracy intrusive manner that would be more effective, in my view. But Trump is just, it's impossible to even have that discussion with Trump. Trump just attacks everyone's motives, attacks everyone's, makes it seem like there's no reasonable position on the other side. And then the Republicans sort of follow him like sheep. And the party looks idiotic. The party, which 25 years ago, when Rick came into the Congress and the Senate, was a party of ideas. Some of them good, some of them probably not so good in retrospect, but a lot of them good and a lot of them interesting. The Republican Party does not look to any younger person now like a party that's willing to confront ideas.
Speaking of younger people, I want to turn to talk a little bit of politics. And Jen Psaki, I want to get you on this. Let's listen to what your former boss, President